Cool, hello everybody and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today we are currently at Alicante in Spain. Real nice part of the world, weather's a lot better than it is in the UK as well currently. If you're new to the channel, a very warm welcome on board. We're also checking out the very latest from the Luke Air tool as well today, so not necessarily going to be using their PAX sim that they've got. However, we'll be using their announcements, and I've actually been chatting to them over the last few days, and we've been sorting out some really good announcements for today's flight, Jet 2. Hello Echo, Mario, Wesley, Aviation Sim, Neil. Hello to all of you guys, Gadget as well, who's I think next to me, Satrick, hello, welcome, Floppy Boy, welcome. There's of course a giveaway as well today, as I'm sure you guys have figured out with the title of the video. But if you are new to the channel, do click that subscribe button down below, join us as a frequent flyer. So it's going to be a bit of a 2 hours 40, 2 hours 50 flight time today, and we're going to route north up to sort of towards Barcelona before then turning left. We're pretty much all ready to go, so well, the little catering trucks and things have moved out the way as well, of course. Once we get into the cruise, I'll launch the giveaway. What I can do, go into the flight deck, we've got a bleed on and things good. I can show you guys Navigraph, the charts for today. So here we go, we're going to depart from Alicante, and we're going to use runway 10, wind 080 degrees today, about 7 knots I think it was from memory. So we're going to head over the coast, and then we're going to head north up to MITOS, so we have to be above flight level 100 at that point. And then if we look at the wider charts for today's journey, you can see our routing. It's going to take us up towards Barcelona sort of direction, and then we're going to go over the Pyrenees, straight through the centre of France, Bordeaux, Brest Centre, and then we're going to go directly up towards the Isle of Wight, passing Heathrow to our right hand side, and then we're going to be joining that HEMEL arrival into Birmingham Airport, where we're expecting runway 33 today for our arrival. And then we'll be checking out the very latest from Macco Simulations. And I can say, guys, I've been checking out the scenery and helping test it over the last few weeks, and it is very, very good indeed. So I can guarantee that. Ready, and good afternoon. So, let's get rid of the air bridge. We've got no Spanish control on, unfortunately, as we can see from the discussion that took place prior to the live stream going on. Let's just grab that latest METAR real quick, 1022 for that QNH. There we go. I've linked the linked our route today as a pinned message. TCAS. Good question. Unfortunately not, so that's a bit dubious. So we've got TARO and we can turn the threat switch to all. However, we don't have TCAS actually built in yet, not least for VATSIM. I think it works for multiplayer. John, hello, welcome. No problem at all. Yeah, EGCC is very good. EGBB is really, really good as well, I've got to say. Really enjoyable using that. Got 2 guys flying with us today, and I think somebody else joining us nearer Barcelona way. I think they're going to take off from Barcelona and be either slightly ahead or slightly behind us. Macco Simulations have, of course, worked really hard at building in the infamous wonky runway, I like to call it anyway, at Birmingham Airport. Those of you familiar with it knows it goes up and down quite a lot. So we will be using that, and I think we're ready to go. So John's just setting up a changed runway. You want runway 10 and the MITO 3 Alpha departure, John, if that helps. So I think we are pretty much there. Let's just have a little look at some of these outside views, which I've changed. Oh, somebody else is next to us as well. Lovely. All Jet 2. Our call sign today, folks, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, and real life flight that goes from Alicante to Birmingham, although in normal times, of course, COVID-free times. If you want to check out, or you want to know how to do custom views and things, you can have a little look on my channel. I've got loads of custom views all set ready. I love that one, that's one of my favourites. And then we've got a gear view as well. Delivery, Jet 2 Holidays, you can download that for free, flightsim.to. Flightzilla, good afternoon. Nice work on the promo. And FM1 crew, good afternoon. LDR flight, good afternoon. Yeah, it's a fantastic piece of scenery. It's beautifully done. Neil, yeah, EGBB might be next. Okay, so Alicante traffic, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee radio check. 122.8. Yeah, it is a bit of an odd call sign. Probably the cheapest one. Right. Let's push back, shall we? And we're going to be facing west. Alicante traffic, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee is push and start facing west. Pushback Express.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We've already got the beacon on.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Nav lights on, beacon lights are on. Okay, that's all looking good.
It's Jet2.com and Jet2 Holidays flight. You'll be happy to hear that it's nearly time for takeoff. So please find your seat as quickly as you can and we'll get going. Please put all small loose items under the seat in front, so there's enough space in the overhead lockers for larger luggage. If your bag has a yellow tag or you've got any glass bottles, these need to go under the seat in front of you.
Lovely.
Alicante traffic, 272 Papa radio check.
If you need a hand,
Readability 5.
I'm more than happy to help. So get comfy and have a
Thank you,
good
sir.
flight.
Yeah, Sam, that is Navigraph. Yeah, sorry, I just saw that message there.
You're cleared for high-ning. Start your engines at your discretion.
LDR flight, nice. I think it just effectively picks one in the model matching, so it'll just look for one and it'll just apply it. There we go. Let's get our engine started. So let's get back into that flight deck, shall we? Oops. So you turn the power to the FADEX and you can hear the air conditioning packs switch off now, thanks to the updates to the A320neo team. I've overcooked this turn slightly, guys. Fortunately, it's an auto-gen scenery as well. Not bad. We set a departure on VATSIM of 1410. So 1410 right now. I'll take that.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the right with the pin.
Thanks, and you
Lovely, thank you very much. Good morning.
Signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
So let's get rid of Pushback Express. So once we get airborne, I will trigger the giveaway bot to begin, and it's basically going to form a question. MSATRIC, awesome, that's really good. I love it when there's full VATSIM coverage. Let's do engine 1 start. Our squawk is 2000, of course, guys, because we've only got, we haven't got clearance. Aviation Daniel, quick question, how do you push back in MSFS without using the default one? Any add-ons? good question. I use the FS2 Crew Pushback Express add-on. It's a payware add-on, but it lets you, as you might have saw at the beginning of the stream, it lets us control all the ground equipment. So the catering, baggage, power. It allows you to request a fuel truck, pushback, and control the jetty and the stairs. So really good bit of kit, and it's about £15 to £20 roughly off the top of my head. Just wait for engine 1 to fire up. Let's watch that as it does. Yeah, Shift P is a shortcut to help you just trigger pushback to start. Control P is for ground power as well if you want to know. Flaps 1 plus F for our takeoff configuration. There's a freeware version called Pushback Helper.
Alicante traffic, EG272 Papa requesting pushback facing west.
If we turn the ignition back to mode norm, you can hear those air conditioning packs fire back in again. Turn the APU off, bleed, master, and we turn wing light, taxi light, and we turn. We can put strobes on auto, and we can flick them up once, so we can just turn them off. So then it's just one click for us when we get towards the runway. There you go, Poseidon, perfect. Then in that case, I always recommend freeware over payware. So I'd definitely go on. That's on flightsim.to, isn't it? I believe. Alicante traffic, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, taxiing to hold point Alpha 5, runway 10 via the apron and Alpha. What other announcements do we have?
Welcome on board, and thanks for flying with Jet2.com and Jet2 Holidays.
That's loud.
We're nearly ready for takeoff, but first, please make sure your mobile phones, tablets, and other electronic devices are in flight mode, fully switched off, and safely put away in your hand luggage.
This is because you're not allowed to use them until after takeoff. When the seatbelt signs are switched off, you can use your devices again as long as they stay in flight mode, as you cannot send texts, make calls, or access the internet while you're on board.
If your device becomes damaged or hot, produces smoke, is lost or falls into the seat or aircraft, you need to tell us immediately.
Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes is not allowed.
So
For your
go.
safety, please follow all instructions and cabin safety signage. We'd also just like to tell you about our friendly on-board together
Oh,
policy.
they are nice. I'll try and have a little look for that.
To protect you and our cabin crew from any unfortunate antisocial behaviour.
Fortunately, we've still got
That
some
way,
of the
we can
over
make
in the
sure
corner there. You can
everyone
see
on
the
board today has a
terrible
great flight.
photogrammetry.
As part of this, please remember that you can only drink alcohol that's served by our cabin crew.
Graham,
If you
hello.
bought alcohol in
We're using
terminal, you
the
cannot
Luke
drink
Air
this on
tool, it's
board.
called.
We
The
want
link's in the
all our
description if you want to
customers
download it for
enjoy
free.
being on board together. Please now make sure any hand luggage is safely put away and your seatbelt is fastened ahead of takeoff.
Have a lovely flight.
Alicante traffic, Jet2 321, push and start, facing west.
Oh, there's a tree in that air bridge there. Fantastic. Let's go down here, shall we? Yeah, so if you want to download the Luke Air tool, it's completely free, and they actually have a pack sim as well, which is a user interface for you to simulate passenger experience in flight, which is really good. Uses FSU IPC7 to run all that. Yeah, MSATRIC, exactly right. So it's basically a free version of PAC-X. They're working really hard on updating it constantly, so we're actually in a test file for it at the moment. but I'm only really using the new announcements for Jet 2. I'm going to click this one. I can't remember what they said this one was.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please stay seated for a little longer.
Once the seatbelt signs have been turned off, feel free to move around.
There we go. So that's just it says before takeoff, but it means after takeoff. That's I remember them saying that. So we've got takeoff config test. We've got 1+F config, so that's all good. And eventually now we should have had cabin secure. Mark, yeah, do it. So the guys behind, of course, they're watching as well. They're flying with us today back to Birmingham, which is always nice. I feel like I've accidentally got some really bad Alicante scenery, airport scenery, because it's got some mushy, horrible looking photogrammetry wedged in as well, but I don't remember downloading any. Sergey, hello. Dylan, welcome. Mario, welcome. Strange little rudder input there without actually clicking it. Such a ding dong indeed. David, hello. Yeah, Graham, I know FSU IPC is a little bit of a problem, causing some crash to desktops for some folks, so I tend to avoid that at the moment myself, for that reason. Master Boy, yep, we're live.
Jet 2321, taxiing to runway 10 via Alpha.
So let's get all the lights on. And fire Alpha. Luke C Media, hello. So guys, if you've got any questions about the Luke Air tool, then ask him. He's one of the creators of it. Jacob, good afternoon. Coffee Panda, hello, welcome. Yep, there's the other dev.
Alpha holding point runway 10.
And Alicante traffic, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee via Alpha 4 is lining up and departing runway 10 on a MITOS 3 Alpha departure. Nobody coming, but we'll make sure it's all done anyway. So the Luke Air tool guys as well, they've got tons of airlines. BA, their EasyJet ones are exceptionally good. Loads of announcements for that. He's off already. There's a Thompson Dreamliner over there, spawned in. Nice. So I'll give him about 2 minutes for the departure. I misheard the announcement. We're all on the same route basically, so I'll time it there on the chrono, give him at least a minute perhaps. Don't forget as well, we're at the Birmingham Airport giveaway. I've got one copy to give away live on the stream today, and after we take off we will of course be opening up that giveaway as well. Let's make sure that's on. We just do a little bit of topping and tailing before we are ready to depart. Let's clear that chrono. On that second click, got very sensitive throttle. There we go. Flex. That's thrust set. Some of the other guys there joining us, just taxiing, making their way. So we're going to have some good spacing on the way back. V1, rotate. Is it that one? There we go, up we go. Positive rate, go up. No, the APU's off. There's some horrendous photogrammetry down there. Anyway, back to the flight deck. We want to get autopilot on because there's a left turn, which I think we might have missed. into that climb gate. Somebody asked about having a little look down below at the hotels. There you go, guys. It's really struggling to follow this route. Overcooking the turns somewhat, but that's all good. Let's get rid of those, and we'll play the next announcement from the USKAR tool.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please stay seated for a little longer.
Once the seatbelt signs have been turned on, feel free to move around, but please buckle up when you're in your seat.
You'll also be able to use any electronic devices you have with you, so long as they stay in flight mode. Please be careful when opening overhead lockers, as things might move around.
Don't forget, smoking and the use of e-cigarettes is not allowed in any part of the plane, including the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors.
Our cabin crew will be preparing our award-winning in-flight service. Have a look at our tasty menu.
Okay, and we'll start our climb up.
And we'll be with you soon.
Alicante traffic, EZ272 Papa lining up runway 10.
Trying to remember the key binds that I've set. There we go. We get some nice views as we leave. Marinette, yeah, the is really nice. He's got the bumps on the runway very well done. I've stayed just down there, if that's where the port is. In fact, somebody mentioned the Melia actually. If it's down there, which I think it could be, I've stayed there myself a number of years ago actually. I was on a Thompson Airways flight coming out of. We're supposed to go back to Bristol actually, 757-200, and the aircraft, one of the engines, the RB211 engines, on the left side almost blew up on a string startup. So we went tech. So I had an ad hoc random night in that Melia down there somewhere. I remember that hotel there by the engine cowling no grab was the Holiday Inn, I think, from memory. There we go, up and away. Yeah, nice views of the Skegness of the Iberian Peninsula. So there's lots of other announcements on the USKAR tool. So if we look at, let's have a little look. EasyJet, for example. You guys know that I've covered that quite a bit actually on here, but loads of EasyJet ones. So we could play after takeoff from EasyJet.
Alicante traffic, EZ272 Papa clear for takeoff. Runway 10 departure.
They've got some emergency announcements as well, oxygen masks and things like that, which is quite cool.
All details can be found in your inside zone. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar.
So in a few minutes, I'd imagine the bot should kick in. There we go. So the giveaway has started, guys. So the question you guys need to answer is, when Birmingham Airport first opened, what was it actually called? What was the name of the original? What was the original name for Birmingham Airport? Yeah, Aviation Sim. Thank you. I was just getting the actual giveaway started. Yeah, about 6 of us, I think, which is quite cool. grief, that's gone absolutely crazy, hasn't it?
Alicante traffic is 272 Papa, back to flight level 50.
So, of course, you need to make sure you're subscribed to the channel in order to be eligible to enter and have that eligible entry. And just in case the bot doesn't work, I'm actually working through the chat to make sure I've got everybody's entries as well as a backup. Yep, you can only enter once. It won't read any additional entries. And up we go. Jacob, good question. So I can't show it now because we've already departed, but on the performance page, on the takeoff screen, there would be a little line around about here that says thrust accel, and it would be 1,500 slash, and then 1,500 plus or minus the actual airfield altitude, and that second figure is when you would then get a thrust climb, lever climb notification here, and then you drop your throttle into that climb gate. When you're taking off. That's it, bit of Jet 2 hollybobs, all heading back. So those of you tuning in, a very warm welcome to you all. Please do click that subscribe button down below and join us as a frequent flyer. That 2EG line is just departed from Alicante to Palma. Is that it? Wow. That's a real short flight for them. I was hoping they would be flying to Birmingham with us. In a second, actually, I should probably drop off our climb rate a little bit. Yeah, really good. That's it. Poseidon, our next waypoint is COMPI. There you go. COMPI, and then 60 nautical miles on from there, DIKRO. What a horrendous name for a waypoint. Down there somewhere I think might be Almeria, maybe? I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Let's have a little look at the chart, shall we? That's going to help us. I wasn't going to renew my navigaph, but I could not. At Valencia on our left, actually. And then we're going to head to the left of Rios as we get further up the Spanish coast. So you've got to make sure you subscribe to the channel for your entry to be eligible and monitored by the bot. So your entry goes through a subscriber check as well as part of your eligible entry. Booby waypoint does exist, you're correct there. Jacob, good question. Well, let me just catch up on things. Luke C, no problem at all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for your ongoing work with the Luke Air tool as well. It's really good. And I shall do. Jacob's asking, with the A320neo, can you set up the flight plan in game instead of doing it all through the FMS or MCDU? You can do, though to do so you would have to do it all on the world map, which I find quite clunky. So I tend to just use the sim brief importation of it myself, which is really good. Mario, goodbye, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Tom, those cockpit shadows are bugging me. I can change the shadow res in the user config. That's quite good. I'll make a note of that. Ignore my little entry there on the thing. I'm just testing the bot to make sure it's not actually going to break or do stuff wrong. Coffee Panda, I'm not sure actually. He's got a content suggestions tab, so people can throw in their suggestions on there. But I would quite like to see East Midlands. That's where I'm training on VATSIM for my controller stuff, so that would be quite good. Pilot Stud, welcome. Yeah, EGNX would be quite a good one. I guess it's difficult to guess really with all of the other companies, Orbex, UK 2000 and so on. It's kind of difficult to guess what they're going to release next. The last thing I'd guess he'd want to do would be to actually release something and then that be the complete opposite to what, you know, he has to directly compete against one of the bigger players then really. That would be quite frustrating. Just find that thing that Tom's just put back on the chat, so change the user config. Shadows to 4096. See, the only reason why I turned those shadows down was because watched a video by Jay's 2 Cents a little while ago about how to set up MSFS for your best graphics, and that was one of the things he really recommended doing. So let's go down to 800 foot per minute, shall we? Save those engines. Yeah, EGNX would be a very good one, and then that way he's done Manchester, Birmingham and East Midlands, so sort of locking in the central region, I guess. But you know, yeah, as Coffee Panda's saying there, Macco Simulations are really sort of taking on the old school way of just charging £20 to £25 for scenery and everybody just paying for it. What he's actually offering is the same, well, if not better quality, is hand making everything from scratch just for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and charging $8.99 or $9.99 for it. So everything's below £10, which is exceptionally good, extraordinarily good. Make sure, if you haven't caught up already, to enter the competition, you need to answer the question: when Birmingham Airport first opened many years ago, what was it originally called? What was its original name? And you need to enter that with a exclamation mark before your answer, and that'll get you an entry. Only one entry allowed per person, of course, so don't spam. It won't give you any extra points or entries, and you have to be a subscriber as well to be able to take part in today's giveaway. I think Orbex did do EGNX. I think you're right. They UK 2000, I think, did it as well. I'm not sure. I know quite a few have done Birmingham and things like that as well. So in a way, Macco Sim has gone head on with that. I always think Birmingham Airport is it's one of those airports, isn't it, where quite serious simmers will use it. Especially for its bespoke runway. What would be awesome is if it had the ability to have more VATSIM control and things like that. Rubber Ducky, welcome. That's it. For the price of a Whopper at the Burger King at Manchester Airport, you can buy yourself the Macco Simulation Manchester Airport instead. Stephen, welcome. For those of you who are new to the channel, very warm welcome on board. It's nice to see new names popping up on the chat. We've got 6 guys. Geordie, hello. We've got 6 guys flying with us today back to the UK, which is awesome. We regularly jump into aircraft, and we all sort of connect on the VATSIM network together whenever I'm joining, doing streams and things. You see, yep, see you soon. Rocketing towards you. I think you were joining us from Barcelona, I think, if that's correct. Harry, good afternoon. Geordie, good afternoon. Oops, excuse the terrible drone action there. Coffee Panda, that's a good point. I highly doubt it. The Liverpool freeware scenery is actually quite good, but I'm not sure if it's going to totally break it or not. Graham, yeah, very true. Max does an exceptionally good job. Sim Gaming, hello, welcome. Jacob uses an X56 HOTAS, but the throttle moves on its own, so you can't put it to climb. Yeah, see, I've got a T-Flight Thrustmaster HOTAS X, and I get issues, for me, I get the issues trying to get it into flex, because if I stick it in flex, it very easily just drops straight up into Toga instead. Harry, good question. I'm not a real world pilot. Used to, years ago, many years ago, fly light aircraft and teach people how to fly. But nothing bigger than a little GA PA-28 sort of thing. But loved it. It was just become too expensive though, so I wasn't able to carry it all on, unfortunately. Smith, hello, welcome. It's just come across my videos for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I thought, no problem at all. Glad you're enjoying the content. Yep, if you check the description, Smith, if you check the description, you should see a link to the scenery, but bear with me, I'm just going to dig it out of some files so that you guys can have a direct link in the live chat as well, if that would help you guys. Let me just dig that out. So the giveaway today is one copy available to be won for the new Birmingham Airport, and the giveaway entry period will end when we land at Birmingham and the engines are switched off. There we go, there's your link. Yeah, Coffee Panda, that's what I'm really worried about. I'm worried about the new update just wrecking everything, as it usually does. It's always a worrying time, isn't it? I think it's time for a bit of duty free, perhaps.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be passing through with food and drink. Please check the magazine in front of you for the full menu, as well
Shaky
as
Gaming.
free offers.
Glad it's helped. Still building a few more tutorials. It takes a lot of time. The promo video for the Birmingham Airport scenery that I've released today, it's taken about a week and a bit, but I've also been helping test that over the last couple of weeks, so that with full-time work as well, it's become a little difficult to complete everything that I want to. I want to re-record some of those earlier videos, of course, where I've not had fantastic audio. Naturally, those issues have gone now, so I'm keen to re-record those. I want to give you guys great content. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing my first ever oceanic crossing as well, and we're going to have a little look at the progress for the Salty Simulations 747 mod as well. So the stream will start 9 o'clock Zulu UK time, and we'll be flying transatlantic from JFK to Heathrow, one of those classic Speedbird routes. David, yeah, unfortunately there are no Fly UK routes for the A320 out of Birmingham. However, it's been built and put in place ready for the Aerosoft CRJ that comes up. So that's coming soon, hopefully in the next few weeks, fingers crossed, if all goes well. And should that be the case, Birmingham will be the perfect add-on for that aircraft. Sim brief, we don't need that. Yeah, the PMDG 737 will be very, very good, especially for those classic sort of 737 routes with TUI, Jet 2 as well, as we're using today. We're having to use it an A320, of course. Shark, what have we got? Coffee Panda, not been able to use MSFS since the snow update. Don't even get 10 frames per second. Wow, that's terrible. Not really sure what to do. I know there is one thing currently with the A320neo, because those of you who are new to the channel don't know, I'm a QA tester on the fly-by-wire team, and effectively what they're building at the moment is they're changing the way all of these screens refresh and work and sync with one another, so that they don't all try and update at the same time, and it looks to give up to a 50% frames per second boost, which is exceptionally good. So they've been working really hard on optimization of the A320neo to help those with even just sort of average systems. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, the taxi strips do get difficult in the sim currently. One of the things that I've noticed is at least the payware scenery. So, Macco Simulations, for example. Oops, terrible. He's put a lot of effort into making the taxiways, the signage accurate and sort of VATSIM friendly, if you like. Jacob's asking, do I reckon in the New World Update 3 they'll add photogrammetry cities? Because that'd be cool. God, that would be really good actually. Hopefully London. I've seen a lot on the forums, people asking for London photogrammetry. Manchester photogrammetry would be really good as well, of course, because we could pair that with the Macco Sims Manchester Airport scenery as well. So I'm hoping it does update some of the satellite imagery somewhat. Yeah, because I do find sometimes it's a couple of years behind, isn't it? So nothing particularly good. Ryanair PMDG 737, no thank you. I'll be in a 2E1 no doubt, I think. Satric, yeah, so that is under testing currently. However, what I would imagine, what I've read actually over the last few weeks is that there is potential that it's going to be released in the next 2 weeks or so. But because their marketing team have shut everything down, there's very little on their forums, so it's very difficult to read what's actually happening. But there's just a few things that I've noticed around on different forums and things. ChartFox is a great free tool for using charts. Navograph, of course, lets you add that little magenta bug so you can see exactly where you are. There's 2 projects for the A320. Coffee Panda was just asking actually a few minutes ago. So there's a payware group called Whiskey Simulations. Just trying to remember that then. So there's a payware group called Whiskey Simulations. They're building a study level A220 currently, but also there is a freeware version called TAP Simulations, I think it is, or TAP Design Group or something like that. And they're basically creating one for X-Plane, but also creating a port for MSFS as well. Shaky? No, I don't actually. It's hit and miss, but I don't use the stable build because I'm a QA tester for the fly-by-wire project, so I'm normally one step ahead of the development version, if that makes sense. Stephen, nice. Loads of time then for you to be contributing to the project. It's really good. It's nice being able to see the sheer progress being made with the project, of course. Echo's going to be in and out of Stansted. I think Orbex, is it Orbex that are looking to release Stansted over the next few months? I know UK 2000 are releasing Glasgow in the next 2 weeks apparently as well. Aviation simulation, yes it will be. The PMDG 737, from what I've seen and heard, the split scimitar winglets will be a feature. They're quite iconic, aren't they, for the aircraft, so I think it's one of those, if it didn't have it, there would be quite a lot of people frustrated that it's not there. Dom, nice one, thank you very much. I'm glad you're finding them useful. As always, guys, if there's anything that I might have missed on the tutorials that you might have seen and watched, if there's anything at all, just ask, and I'll put it on a list, and I'll be working to try and get it all done, so you guys can. If you've got a burning question or something you want covering on a tutorial, then just let me know, and I'll try and get it done as soon as I can. I've actually taken quite a bit of annual leave over the next 2 or 3 weeks, so I've still got a full-time job, of course, but in the meantime I'm going to try and get some of the list completed. Callum, you make a very good point. That working title CJ4 is the leading, currently it's the leading mod, isn't it, for freeware aircraft for the sim at the moment. I know they've managed to get in automated holds and all sorts of stuff, so that's quite cool. However, in the next few weeks, our A320neo will have the same. And I look forward to being able to test all that, actually. That's going to be quite cool. Gaia making Stansted, nice. They make some fantastic scenery. Dog's got a fantastic ability of finding out who's at the door before they even have a chance to press the bell. But I'm back. Yeah, track FBA, new function, MSATRIC. It is really good, isn't it? Really nice function. For those of you who don't know what it is, I can show you guys. Alfie, thank you very much. The giveaway will be announced when we get to Birmingham. We're going to park up on stand. Oh, look at that. That's one of the guys that departed with us, I believe. I think. Whoever that is, might be John. Can't remember now. Let me know. But yeah, when we park up on stand and I switch the beacon off, that's when the giveaway will finish. Dom, I've not noticed the A320 listing. Sometimes it does throw up a little wobbler, doesn't it? Jacob wants some E-jets in Microsoft Flight Simulator. That would be quite cool, actually, although we'd probably have to wait quite a while for that. So I'll show you guys now what track FBA is, very briefly. I'm going to do a tutorial on it over the next few weeks as well. So you press that button right there, and that goes on to track FBA. And you can see it's a good example actually for us, because we've got a 44 knot crosswind currently, so we're not going to be flying a straight line on the route. You can see there we're flying an offset track, or offset heading, to account for that wind. And what track FBA does is give you the bird, which is this here, a representation of what the aircraft is actually doing. So the yellow dot and the PFD and that sort of artificial horizon, and the yellow line down at the bottom here on the PFD, in addition to, on the nav display, the yellow line up there, all that indicates is our heading. Now, if we want to work out a track, we need to take into account the heading, but the track is actually the green diamond on the nav display, the green diamond on the bottom of the PFD, but also the bird, which is floating around. And if we want a 3-degree glide slope on an ILS, or a VOR approach, for example, which is where it really comes into use, you want to make sure that lines up with, so that line there would be a 2.5-degree glide slope, and things like that. So we'll revisit that and have a little look as we make our approach to Birmingham shortly, just to show you guys in action. But you can sort of see what it's doing here. So the aircraft's actually going where that green bird is, the green diamond there, the green diamond there, but we're actually facing the yellow lines and the yellow dot. So that's track FPA. But you'd always turn flight director off with that, otherwise you get that weirdness. You'd use that as well if ATC give you a track, so you can see at the very top there on the FCU. You flick between the two modes, you've got the flight path angle on the right hand side, and you've got track there, so you might get a track instead of a heading. So be wary on the charts as well, if it gives you a fly track whatever heading, got track 360 degrees, make sure you activate track FPA mode for that. Great functions. Mariner, yeah, holds at A320 will be coming soon. They'll be quite good actually to test, won't it? VNav, David, not too far away, I hope. There is a lot of work being done at the moment for that. Just trying to find out where those guys are, because they were here a minute ago, weren't they? Oh, there he is. Also another blip then of another aircraft. Holds, so it probably will come soon. They're looking at importing the flight manager and stuff like that from Working Title. So the great thing is, Working Title, Fly-by-Wire and Salty Simulations are working together on some aspects where they're able to share a lot of the stuff that they're doing. So the flight plan manager is being worked on and to be imported into the A320neo. And at that point we'll be able to activate things like holds, secondary flight plan, all the cool stuff that Working Title CJ4 has got currently will end up in the A320neo probably within a couple of weeks. John, runway 15 in use at BHX today. That's good to know actually. I tested the ILS for that yesterday, so that's good. I know that works. Echo. Yeah, split winglets are for the NG. They look fantastic though. Shaky. The manual holds a bit of a pain though, but I quite like them. Certainly, at least for a little while. Coffee pad here, socially distanced flying there. This is where TCAS would be good, like you were just saying there, Mariner. TCAS would be fantastic for that because we would be able to see on the screen the aircraft dotted around us, whether they're above or below. And it's easy 9-4 Romeo Whiskey above us. I think that whoever that was just departed right before us at the start of the stream. Coffee Panda, they did, yeah. That's one of the biggest things you're saying there. So when you're landing, you need to make sure that you don't have a heavy input, which is difficult when it's say like a 25 knot crosswind, and you're having to fiddle the ailerons quite a lot. That can get quite difficult, but if you put in too much aileron when you're landing and flaring and things, then you'll find that you still do get the problem. Max, yes, it is a real world flight. The real call sign for it, or the real flight number, is the Jet 2 flight 1216 Alicante to Birmingham. And our call sign is Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, which is a real call sign for the last time they flew this route before this current round 2 of COVID. I think it was the middle of August, I believe. So yeah, it's a real world flight. And Satric, you should have an ETA at the top of your screen on the overlay there. ETA of 16:25 Zulu. So time to go, 1 hour 26 minutes, 626 nautical miles to go. Macco Simulations is in the room, welcome. Great work on Birmingham Airport. Yeah, you found the overlay. I'm just catching up with the live chat. I'm glad Callum and William are here helping moderate and answer questions before I can even read them myself. Yeah, Working Title is really good, Stephen. A little bit too small for me though, I must admit. The size of it I don't think is much bigger than a Cessna Grand Caravan, so I tend to either be in the A320 or I go into the Cessna Caravan for a little more enjoyment. Sam, very good, popular question as well actually. When is the electronic flight bag coming? So it's going to go there, of course. It's not there yet. It's almost ready. They're looking for a few other things to be factored in and built first before it goes in properly. British Airways YouTube, hello, welcome. Love a bit of BA myself. Yeah, rudder use in crosswind, extremely helpful. Coffee Panda, that's not good. At least it was on IVAO. Amit, yeah, it's channel's really taken off actually. Yeah, thank you. Well over almost 700 people in 28 days have joined the channel, which is really mind-blowing. So thank you to every one of you choosing to subscribe. It's really nice to see that you're enjoying the content, the streams, the tutorials, and so on. It's nice. Yeah, BA is fantastic. I'm only a bronze status with them, but pretty much only fly BA myself. Used to work for them years ago, and absolutely loved flying the world with them. I was quite sad to see. I was quite sad to see the 747-400 retire, if I'm honest. Be sure to take a look at channel memberships, a new feature, of course. On the channel, and you get some exclusive perks, badges, and all that sort of stuff as well. So be sure to check those out. Really exciting things, as well as the super chat as well. Peter Fitch, awesome. Basically, model matching, real model matching is somewhat delayed currently, unfortunately. There's been all sorts of freeware politics going on with AIG and FLAI and things, which is a real shame. But it is something that is going to be dealt with soon. In the meantime, what I currently do still works. And that's using the IVAO models and my own VMR file, which I've released on flightsim.to a little while ago. Over the next week or so, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to actually do it yourself. So I appreciate everybody's setup is completely different, isn't it? So what I'm quite keen to do is show you guys, using my file as a base, how to actually tweak it for your own needs depending on your own setup. Just making sure I've got a backup of all of the entries that you guys have made, just in case the bot throws a panic, has a little meltdown. Shaky, I've never had that problem, thank goodness. I know lots of people have had that reinstall issue, haven't they? Which is quite worrying. I certainly don't want that myself. I think I'll end up having a meltdown if that happens to me. I hope not. Graham, thank you very much for that kind comment. You're always more than welcome. So there's 5 guys behind us, of course. I'm always quite happy to get people to get confident with VATSIM, of course, and then join me on a flight. So a couple of guys joining us today, flying back to Birmingham with me, and I'm always happy for that. Memberships wise, you guys, if you go for like a gold membership, you'll be able to get a bespoke live stream, one-to-one VATSIM tutorials and things like that. So trying to create as much flexibility on the channel to make it as good for you guys as possible. Lots of options and things like that. British Airways YouTube's asking, where should I fly? Depends where you want to fly from or to be honest. Skiathos is always stunning. I'm going to make sure these seatbelt signs are still on. Good. Getting thrown around a little bit now. Christchurch to Queenstown is a stunning flight. Mount Cook in the Cessna Caravan is beautiful, so it's really well made in the aircraft. Stephen lives in Bulgaria. I should try Bulgaria Air. Makes Ryanair look posh. I've never tried them myself. I mean, they must be really bad if they make Ryanair look good. Good grief. Can I show you external view? Of course. I'm trying to move away from the sheer noise because I'm sure they've changed the sound pack slightly. There we go. Somebody's had to reinstall 7 times. Whoa. I always make sure that I go to the marketplace or the Windows Microsoft Store first, but I'm not sure if there's any difference between Steam users and Microsoft like users. But I don't have Steam myself. I've got the proper copy, if that makes sense. Coffee Panda, yep. If you download the latest dev version, you can now do landing challenges again. Apparently, I was able to do the Paris landing with it the other day. The you know, the winter challenge that's come out. For memberships, you can go onto the channel and you just click join. You can see the 3 different packages available, all affordable. And you can use Super Chat as well to support the stream today, so you can get your comments to pop out in whatever badges, colours and things you guys want. Samos Aviation Sim is a fantastic, that's a fantastic scenery. I love the freeware skiathos. Graham, yep, so as I was just saying, I'm still catching up on the chat somewhat. You can join the channel as a member by clicking the join icon. Yeah, yeah, EasyJet are really good actually, to be honest. I've not flown in with them for a very long time, but I absolutely love. I love the flights that I've done with them. I've done 2 or 3 flights with EasyJet. Love TUI as well, of course. An old employee of TUI, or Thomson Airways as it was back in the day. I miss the Britannia Airways days. As I was saying to a few of the guys on the Macco Simulations server earlier, I really miss Britannia Airways. My first ever taste of aviation was thanks to them. And a Boeing 757 out of Birmingham as well, funnily enough. We've got lots of entries into the competition so far. And as a reminder, it's going to stay open until we land and that beacon light gets turned off at the end, and then the giveaway will end. But only 1 entry per person, so don't worry about entering multiple times. It won't increase your chance. Though channel members get an additional entry. Yeah, wants a flight in Europe. What about Heathrow? Actually, what about Gatwick to Genoa? That's a nice one. Yeah, or Dubrovnik, as Stevens pointed out. You could do Heathrow to Dubrovnik, something like that. That'd be quite nice. Chris, what's welcome firstly? What's GSX for FS 2020? Yeah, Thomas Cook. It was a shame Thomas Cook went under. Roger Moore. Yeah, I'm definitely not 21 years old. Yeah, Britannia Airways, the old school livery. So before they even went blue, before the Thompson Fly days, when there was that hideous moment where the Britannia Airways was on the blue paint, I loved the old school version. That was really nice. Neil, yep, there you go. You got it. That exclamation mark and then the answer for your entry. GSX Realistic Ground Service. Never heard of them. TUI are good. The Luke Air Tool has actually got quite a few TUI announcements. So just to give you guys an idea, I could play you guys the TUI safety demonstration from the Luke Air Tool. The link, if you want it, is on the in the description. If you guys want to purchase Birmingham Airport as well, you can do so with the link in the description for the stream today as well. Let's have a listen of the safety demonstration for TUI and the Luke Air Tool. Doesn't work. There we go. They've muffled it slightly, so it's how you'd expect it. If you were sitting behind the flight deck door, the correct side of the flight deck door, you'd be able to hear it with this muffled sound. Firedog, yep, it's the A320neo, very latest master dev version today. So not testing anything, but just checking out the very latest things. Coffee Panda, it does. It's just under the welcome badge on the announcements tool. Love the safety demonstration for this. Christopher, the question for the raffle was when Birmingham Airport first opened many years ago, what was it originally called? You see, I've got winds of 47 knot headwind, and we're doing Mach 0.78.
If an oxygen mask drops down, pull down firmly towards you.
Roger Moore, yep, Birmingham's been released. We're going to go check it out today. If you want to have a look while we're en route, you can actually have a look on the channel. I've done a promo video for them, so you can actually have a little look at that while we're en route. That's really good. It's odd, isn't it, how different the unreal weather is compared.
You can find a life jacket either under your seat, beneath your centre armrest, or inside your leg rest. Put it on over your head, pass the strap around your waist, and tie it in a double bow.
Poseidon, yep, got your entry from earlier, thank you.
For more information on the type of life jackets and oxygen masks, check your safety card.
There we go, so I'll stop that announcement. Let's have a little look at some others. Japan Airlines, I think, had one, which is lovely. Lufthansa Safety is Funny. Let's see if they've got that. Is it this one? They might not have it. It's still a work in progress, of course.
Meine Damen und Herren, Sie möchten Sie jetzt auch noch mit den Sicherheitsvorkehrungen an Bord vertraut machen. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to acquaint you with our safety procedures.
I'm listening out for the please refrain from cigars and pipes.
Your seatbelt is fastened and unfastened like this.
Callum, it has, yeah, but the backup's working.
In der Kabine sinken, fallen automatisch Sauerstoffmasken aus der Kabinendecke. Ziehen Sie eine der Masken ganz zu sich herunter, um den Sauerstofffluss zu starten. Drücken Sie dann auf Mund und Nase und streifen Sie das elastische Band über Ihren Kopf.
Chris, nice one, thank you. You've got the entry.
In the unlikely event of a loss in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will automatically drop from the panel above you.
If you guys are just tuning in, wondering what we're doing a giveaway for the latest Macco Simulations Birmingham Airport scenery. Answer the question in the live chat and you get an entry, but you have to be a subscriber to have an eligible entry, of course. That was it. Please refrain.
At your seat you will find an information card explaining these safety instructions. Please take particular note of the location of the emergency exits, which are clearly marked by the word exit. In case of an emergency, illuminated strips on the floor will guide you to these exits. And remember that the nearest one may be located behind you.
Yeah, different version. But basically, I mean, they've got loads. I could reel them all off, but they've got Aer Lingus, Air Europa, loads, Air France, Air India, New Zealand, American, BA, of course. So I could very quickly just play the BA safety demo. Hazy weather on Unreal, yeah. Looks good. It's not the Chiburi G BA safety demonstration, but I prefer this one. loads, really good, love it. There's descent instructions and things like that as well. So obviously we're Jet 2 today, so a little later on in the flight we'll play the descent things. Seatbelt on, seatbelt off signs as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain has switched on the seatbelt sign.
Some of them are generic.
Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt. Thank you.
And ready, and yeah, you could. Yeah, I guess some people can't stand the safety demonstrations, but I suppose they have to be long because of the information that they put into them. But hopefully we get some ATC come on at some point. Sadric, nice, already home. Yeah, it's on the Luke Air Tools on flightsim.to. I do recommend it. I use it at most flights, to be fair. Chris, yeah, unfortunately people don't listen. Quite frustrating, but people will still go to the slide with heels on and they tear the slide and things like that. And people behind then basically can't get off without breaking their legs. So those of you with Manchester Airport's scenery, back in December, you probably remember that Gadget, no problem at all. You probably remember that Macco Simulations gave us all a early access beta version for us to sort of look at for Birmingham, with very basic bits of tarmac and things done and edited. But really good. He hasn't taken that away, so if you've got that and you've got it installed, then you know, he hasn't. If you don't delete it, you've got it. But that's not going to be continued because it's just a. It was just an early access or taster version, if you like. But this new version, it's $8.99. Early access again, but a significant amount of progress has gone into it, and really small details as well, like the metal panelling on Terminal 2, that dirty look to it. Then actually you, it's a fantastic piece of scenery. Gadget, yep, catch you tomorrow morning. Thank you. I'll see you then. Enjoy your Skype call. There you go, as Coffee Panda's saying there for the Luke Air Tool, if there's any airlines or stuff like that that's missing, then you can shout to them and ask them, of course. Ready and nice. I really like it, it's really good. Oh, Chris, that is it. I wonder, let's... I'm not sure if that's in there or not. You know what, I completely forgot about that, which is a bit silly being a QA, but I've not tested it myself, so let's ATSU AOC ATIS Gatwick's usually got controllers on, isn't it? VATSIM, so let's click send. We'll see if we got that if that comes. I don't think it's in the actual dev version currently. Roger Moore, exactly. Sensible pricing that respects the community, and free future updates as well for life, of course. Naturally, I'd imagine it upsets those like UK 2000, but ultimately they've actually got no interest in Birmingham information. So now if I click print, I don't think this does work. I don't think we've got that add-on yet. But basically, they've modelled it so a little piece of paper prints out of here, and we can tear it off, and we can stick it somewhere. So we can stick it over there, over the screen over there, or something if we want to, which is really cool. But yeah, as we guys are saying, yeah, sensible pricing. I mean, UK 2000 and a few of the other developers, they're charging £20 to £25 for things like Inverness, and they didn't even model the runway. They didn't update the runway for Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it just had, I think, either default runway or an FSX runway. Nothing new from the SDK for the new sim, where you can actually change the level of the runway and things like that. Those finer details, they're not even bothered doing those, but they're still charging full price. Whereas this is full price at $8.99, and he's hand modelled and hand edited the terraforming for the runway to get that wavy feature. In addition to building all of the crazy stuff around the actual airport, making stunning scenery. So I'm sure you guys might have seen the promo on my channel that went live at 12 o'clock today. That gives you a little teaser. When we get to Birmingham later, we'll have a real good look around and I'll show you guys some of the real cool features. Ready in, good question. How often does the EGCC and BB receive updates, and how do we get them? Do we just go to the download manager in your account? Yeah. So EGCC has had a lot of updates over the last few months. Some significant updates at that as well. And basically every time there's one released, on the Macco Simulation Discord server, they'll do like a little announcement to say that they've updated to version whatever the number will be. Same for Birmingham. Is actually in the process of packaging Manchester to go onto the marketplace, I believe. LDR flight. Yeah, he develops all on his own, but he's fantastic at what he does. Juicy Birmingham approach online. Awesome. Andrew, welcome to the channel. Welcome on board. We're on our way to the brand new Birmingham Airport scenery released by Macco Simulations. It's $8.99, so it's about a third cheaper than most of the other scenery developers that everybody knows the name of. We all know from Manchester Airport that the quality of Macco Simulations products are absolutely fantastic. Really sort of high levels of detail. And Birmingham's the same. I've been playing around with it, taxiing about and filming the one of the promos for it over the last 2 weeks. So it is really good. But yeah, as Reddy is saying, Macco Sim, yeah, he's got a lot of really loyal customers now because of the sheer detail and the active development as well. So everybody who buys Manchester and Birmingham, and we're going to check out Birmingham later when we land, you get free updates for life. So as the development for the scenery progresses, it will constantly be updated, and we'll be able to download those updates as we go, which is really nice. Andrew, nice, actually from Birmingham. You'll probably appreciate the little bench that I've asked Macco Simulations to put in at the end of the runway then in the park, that I've spent many a day out years ago watching Britannia and things take off overhead. And Graham, exactly, he's very active in development and customer service. And LDR, yeah, yeah, I'm glad you like them as well. The bumps and the lumps on the runway at Birmingham, sort of infamous almost, aren't they? So whenever you look at those crazy videos at the end of the runway that everybody takes, especially during those windy days at that park, you can see that undulation of the runway where it waves up and down, up and down, up and down. He's modelled that beautifully in this. Poseidon, no, John's flying with us. I think he's behind somewhat. My call sign is Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee. Roger, no. Eventually, what he's going to do, new boy, possibly. Roger, so basically what the plan is, he's going to create an installer over time, so we'll be able to get automatic updates, similar to what Aerosoft does really with their little package. So you're able to then get updates rolled in just via a simple program that linked to your account. So over time, it's gonna obviously the product will mature, but also the development will mature as well. So things like an official installer things like that will be worked on and released. So that yeah, there's real bright future for Macco Simulations. Proved himself as a fantastic developer for Microsoft Flight Simulator already with Manchester. So you know what, Christopher? That's I should ask him. I should ask him to do that. I should ask him to model the bench in Blender with my channel logo onto put the channel logo onto it. I'm going to ask him that if he's still watching. There you go, stick it in the live chat. Yeah, John, you'll notice it as you make your approach. Actually, just as you're starting to flare, you'll notice that wave on the runway, and then instantly you know how good the detail is going to be. Roger, yeah, he's he is actually looking at the moment to finish Manchester, continue the work and the progress at a good pace on Birmingham. But he's also looking for a third airport, so that when he's got Manchester into a perfect position and Birmingham into a really good, strong position as well, what he's looking to do is then start working on another airport. So on his Discord server there's an airport suggestions channel, and you'll be able to so a lot of people, including myself, have raised suggestions of what airports we'd like to see next. So if you've got anything in particular, I've asked for East Midlands, which I think would be a really good one. And then he sort of locks in that central corridor of England as well. But I'd love to see a proper Edinburgh as well, because of course Edinburgh is quite popular on VATSIM. I hope Max, I hope you do take that. That's a great idea by Christopher. I love that. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out for the next Birmingham update, having my my bench edited at the end of the runway. Stansted would be a good one, but I know I think Gaia was saying earlier, Gaia Simulations are creating Stansted. Yeah, let me find the invite link for his Discord, bear with me. There you go, there's the link in the live chat, guys. St. Kitts would be a nice one, wouldn't it? Graham, don't push, look about the bench. It would be nicer, wouldn't it? Those of you who are new to the channel and are tuning in, very warm welcome. I hope you're enjoying the stream today. Is what in the EG? So yeah, so in the Manchester Airport scenery, you can walk around sections of the airport. That's not in the Birmingham scenery yet. The focus is going to be, of course, going to be building the terminals and things like that first, and then I think it'll look to model extra little details that we won't necessarily check often. Personally, I'm not too worried about. Oh, good grief! Let's get rid of some of these. I've double pinged the bot there by accident. Apologise. I'm not too worried about internal parts of the airport because I don't really go into them too much. I just think it sort of drains performance if there's too much of it, as we saw with Heraklion, which looked absolutely stunning when you loaded it up, but it absolutely killed performance because of all the animations. I think they even modelled people walking in and out of the airport building, checking in, animated check-in desks and things like that, and it ruined everybody's system. So I've got an okay system, and even it struggled with that. So I'm not too much of a fan of internal modelling. I like a little bit of it, maybe like 1 or 2 gates. Coffee Panda, if you've got have you got that? M-Satrix asking if you've got that FSU IPC parameter that we were discussing earlier. Good grief, sorry about that. The bot has gone absolutely crazy. I've woke it up and it's gone absolutely mad. But should be back into a bit of a timeout over the next while, so over the next few minutes. So we're over halfway now, I believe. Yeah, ready, and that's it. So the Heraklion, I think he's developed a non-crazy version, which would be quite nice. So I do need to go and check that out. That was the one thing that I instantly deleted it when I loaded it, and there's just so much going on. Oslo, freeware for Oslo's been updated as well now. So that now works again, or at least until the next update comes out, and then the Asobo will probably break it. And if you want to get your hands on a copy of the Birmingham Airport scenery, you can enter with the instructions in the bot with the question of when Birmingham Airport first opened years ago, what was it originally called? Yes, Coffee Panda saying there's issue with Sim Connect and FSU IPC and a few other bits, which is quite frustrating. Just going through the entries we've got so far in the giveaway, just having a little look to see what it's logged. Got quite a lot of entries actually. A couple of duplicates. Which don't count, of course. Yeah, 1 entry per person is allowed. I love how people have absolutely spammed the entries. Let's have a little look what we got. Rubber Ducky, Pretender, loads of entries today, wow. Get down and locked. You've already entered. You entered a little while ago, so it was the exclamation mark and then the answer. I've already got you down listed as an entry. Eligible entries, guys, those of you tuning in, you have to make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well to be eligible to enter the giveaway today. Want a copy of the Macco Simulations brand new Birmingham Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's very kindly generously donated a copy to us. What's my most anticipated aircraft released for the future? I would love to say the CRJ, but for me it's going to be the Quality Wings 787 in the near future at least. That's going to be really, really nice. I've got Premium Deluxe Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I I feel a little let down by Asobo with how bad the Dreamliner is. And there was a little thing that I noticed today actually, in preparation for tomorrow's first ever Oceanic live stream that I'm doing on the channel, JFK to Heathrow. I was having a little look and setting up my 747 nicely with camera views and things like that before today's stream. And if I could show you guys, what was it? Maybe if I go to this view. So, if you want to set up custom views, by the way guys, I've done a tutorial on the channel to show you how. So that whole galley area that you can see here that Asobo have built in, I noticed today when I was setting up the 747 camera views that it's exactly the same in every single airliner that Asobo have built. So they've literally just put the same galley into the A320, the 747-8 and the Dreamliner, which is a little beyond me. I can't quite understand why. Actually, yeah, you know, Dash 8 would be awesome for the sim. I would love a Dash 8. New boy, no. So the Quality Wings 787 will be a third-party product, and you won't need Premium Deluxe to be able to buy that. You'll probably be able to buy that from the marketplace, download it as an additional product. To be honest, I really would not recommend Premium Deluxe. Even Heathrow Airport is quite good, but it's not amazing. It's quite generic, I'd probably, dare I say. But yeah, some more regional turboprops and things like that would be quite cool. But the Quality Wings 787 for me is going to be the big one. Yeah, ready. As Redian's pointing out, everything on flightsim.to is freeware. Stephen, good point. The A350, that's a real desirable one, isn't it? I'd love an A350 in the sim. I'd probably end up just doing that all the time. Yeah, as Chris saying, Christopher Levin's saying, the Premium Deluxe isn't great. For me, I probably could have done. Probably would have just been happy with the basic version. I think of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Not flown out of Heathrow, so I don't kill myself with really bad auto-gen Heathrow. I'd have just been at Gatwick or Manchester. Now obviously we've got Birmingham as a fantastic option as well. Stephen, there is an A350 in progress. I think it's being created by Sim for Flight, but I think it's going to be, I think we're looking 3 years or so away still. There's not been very much progress at all on that, which is quite frustrating. And by then we'll have had the Quality Wings 787, we'd have had the CRJ released. I'd imagine by that point as well we'd have the PMDG 737. I would love a PMGG 777 or a 747 from them. That'd be awesome. If they could release, if they could pull something off like that, it'd be really good. Yeah, Callum, you might know a bit more about that actually. LDR flight, correct A380 by fly-by-wire is in progress at the moment, and it looks fantastic as well. It looks really good, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to be a QA tester for that as well. So I do a lot of the QA testing for the A320 fly-by-wire project, as a lot of you guys know, and I'm hoping that my activeness with the fly-by-wire team and the A320 will help me get selected for the A380 as well. And I've sent them quite a few photographs when I used to be crew in the back of one as well. Lots of flight deck pictures and things like that, so hopefully they've found them useful for modelling. But they've made some great progress so far. The cockpit looks fantastic, so I'm looking forward to getting a go on the actual flying of it. Kumata, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to have an eligible entry. Those of you tuning in and entering the competition today. 1 entry per person. Oh, yeah, Callum, I was just wondering if you knew a bit more about the who's doing the freeware and who's doing the payware versions of the A350. Ready and yet nice. Enjoy those 10 hours in the Cessna Grand Caravan. Love flying with Fly UK. Really nice extra bit of immersion for the sim. Used to fly with them in FSX about 15 years ago, but obviously moved on quite a lot. Stephen, I've heard quite a few people use that at Pilot's Life. Not checked it out myself. Frankfurt does look quite good. I know there's been a little bit of freeware work on it as well. flightsim.to. I think that's more photogrammetry. I tend to, whenever you see those Google photogrammetry freeware sceneries, I tend to avoid those because they're not particularly great, and they do absolutely hoard your performance. Flappy Boy, hello. Kamata, welcome. Yeah, no problem at all. It's just a reminder to everybody tuning in on how to enter. Simplify. Maybe they're doing a payware and a freeware version, so you get like one basic version and a payware one as well. LDR flight, yeah, in flight. It's good, isn't it? Macco Simulations have built the concrete slabbing and the tarmac areas pretty much as they look in real life. Over the last month, he's been putting out for lots of assistance with images of the airport from people that have flown in and out or work at the airport and things like that. So it's been a lot of community involvement in helping get it as accurate as possible. There's a 757 coming as well, but I don't think that's, to be honest, I'm parallel. I don't think that's going to be ever created. I think that they're very good at modelling, but beyond that, they don't really know what they're doing. Which is a shame because I'd love a 757 in the sim. I'd pay good money for one. You work through Serbia. I'm not sure I'd want to do random airlines. I'm quite picky. I like to stick with things like British Airways, TUI, those sort of ones. This is the one bugbear of mine with Unreal Weather. When it updates the meta and it changes the weather somewhat, it really throws you about. As you can see there, it's warped our airspeed down to 230 knots or so. Just updated the weather slightly, but it does it in quite a violent way for some reason. John Mason, yeah, Mount Cook is really nice in the sim, isn't it? When you're flying in over the lake, and you've got all those fantastic colours, the photogrammetry and things like that built in down below as you're flying over it. It's really nice. And the Queenstown in Microsoft Flight Simulator is handmade as well, so that's a really nice one. Yeah, ready. And I had an account with BA Virtual for a little while, but I found them unnecessarily strict. So I found their software quite frustrating. It wasn't as much plug and play as I wanted, really. So Flight UK works really well. There's plenty of routes as well, and as the sim matures and develops and we get more aircraft, like the CRJ for example, there's loads of routes Fly UK for the CRJ out of Birmingham, so this scenery is going to be perfect for it. Loads of regional hops, but also some long haul routes when that Quality Wings 787 comes out as well. You could replicate those chewy flights to the Caribbean for example. It'd be quite nice. Peter, thank you very much. Yeah, that's a good point. Guys, if you are tuning in for the very first time and you're looking at entering that giveaway, have a little look at the description today for the stream, and also make sure that you're checking out the entry rules and the requirements and things like that. And do click that subscribe button to make sure your eligible entry is counted. and give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying today's stream too. Let's have a little look at our progress on Navigraph, shall we? So, let's drag this to one side, shall we, so you guys can see it a little bit better. Making real good progress, blasting through France at the moment in Brest radar if they were online, but they're not at the moment, fortunately. Manchester CTR's come online. Got Gatwick Heathrow approach, Gatwick Paris Tower. Unfortunately, nobody at Birmingham, which is a little frustrating. There was Birmingham approach on, but they've since logged off. Hopefully we'll get something. I'm not sure if there's I don't think there's a way to request it on VATSIM yet. But we've still got 20 minutes or so before we get nearer to London, so there's still plenty of time for us. You can see we're blasting over through the centre of France, up to the English Channel. Got the Isle of Wight there. And then we're flying in just offset to Goodwood there, which is the little pin on the map that I've just shown you guys. And then north, we've got London Heathrow is going to be just on our right hand side as we fly over it, descending up towards HEMEL Hempstead before joining that approach in. But it all depends on the weather as well. So if I have a little look at the latest METAR for EGBB, the wind there is 170 at 6 knots. So I can go ahead and approaches ILS runway 15. I can add that to the route, and our arrivals HEMEL 1 Bravo. Interesting. Let's have a look at the charts lists. This is what I quite like about this. It's pulling in another METAR. Good grief. Silver 1 Bravo would be a good one. In fact, that's a straight-in approach that everybody knows, isn't it? Whenever you're flying into Birmingham, you get that straight-in. I'd imagine it's that Silver 1 approach. And then the good old Chase arrival as well from up north. So there's no, it's not specific runways, it's just literally HEMEL 1 Bravo. We'll stick with the HEMEL 1 Bravo because we'll fly past Heathrow and Luton. Turn left there before Northampton Sywell, past Coventry. And then inbound that Honolly VOR, which you guys will know from operating in and out of Heathrow regularly, if you guys do. That Honolly VOR factors into quite a lot of these stars from up north. And then we'll end up routing up north and round, I would imagine, to come in for runway 15. Might be a little bit of self-vectoring involved. If we're going to use the NDB ILS and overfly the airport, it's not really used in real life. We could fly in over and do that teardrop route procedure at the end, 9 DME turn right. But we can probably self-vector and head in over Birmingham and around to then line up and intercept that ILS ourselves. That's probably going to be our method of arrival for us. So a little bit random looking there, but we'll probably end up coming in and lining up, coming around up to Chase and lining up for our approach. Try and keep it simple. Of course, if we get somebody online Birmingham approach of things, then we'll get vectors hopefully. VATSPY shows EGBB online, however vPilot, when I've logged in, they've since logged off I think, and I know there's a 2 to 5 minute delay on things like VATSPY, so I don't think they're online. Stuart 1044, welcome. David's got the part of the METAR there. METAR into the Luke Air Tour would be quite cool, Coffee Panda. So the Birmingham METAR was generated at 1520 Zulu. Winds 170 at 6 knots, 8 kilometres visibility. Overcast clouds at 400 feet, 0 degrees Celsius, and dew point -1 degrees, QNH 1030. Christopher Levin, you know what, I'm tempted to agree. The 350 would have been absolutely incredible, wouldn't it, for us? I guess there are some similarities with the A380 cockpit with the smaller Airbus, so maybe that was part of a... well, mind you, there's not really much similarity, having actually sat in the flight deck quite a lot. There isn't too much of the similarity for those. I guess the Airbus blue is probably the only similarity, but everything else is pretty much different. I mean, the screens are different, and of course in the middle down here you've got loads of extra screens, touch screen move and pads and all sorts of cool stuff in the A380. The sheer size of it would be lovely to fly though in the sim. David, nice one. Graham, yeah, the 737-800 would be great. I think we're going to have to wait a while for it though, unfortunately, which is a real shame. Well, there's a lot of hype. Birmingham's just come back online according to my vPilot client, as David's pointed out there with EGBB and approach controller list coming online. Maybe they can see that we're heading in and they've all jumped in, which would be awesome if they could stay online. 53 to 55 of you guys watching at the moment. If you're enjoying the stream, do click like, and if you're new here, click subscribe as well. Join us as a frequent flyer. The guys that are flying behind, how are you guys getting on? I know Ian and that behind, aren't they? How are you guys getting on with routes and distances and things? I've got 300 miles to go. Wesley, good day. So to enter the giveaway, you answer the question: when Birmingham Airport was first opened many years ago, what was its original name? And you need to enter with an exclamation mark at the start of your entry to make sure it's counted. I love how we just sort of, the weather changes and suddenly we lose 30, 40, 50 knots. Those of you new to Microsoft Flight Simulator, on VATSIM, what I really love is the fact that we can actually create ATIS information digitally in here. So because we've got Birmingham approach and they're online, we've got Birmingham ATIS in vPilot. So I've pointed my options at the MCDU menu to that, to vPilot. I can go to the AOC menu. I can send other aircraft text messages if I know their call signs, and vice versa. But I can also request the very latest information. So we've got their Airport Birmingham printer or MCDU. At the moment it doesn't make much difference, but we were discussing earlier, very soon this printer here is actually modelled, so it's going to print out, and then we can hit send. What we do, same with if somebody sends us a message, we wait for a company message pop up here to appear on the screen on the eCam memos. There we go. And then we can go back down to our AOC menu and have a little look at the received messages on the data link. We've got new ATIS, and there we go. So Birmingham Information Papa, time 15:20, runway in use, runway 15, surface wind 170 at 6 knots, visibility 8 kilometers, overcast 400 feet. That's really horrible weather then to test out an ILS. 400 feet, temperature 0 degrees, dew point -1, and QNH 1030. On first contact, advise information Papa and aircraft type. John, that's no problem. You'll still be arriving while we're streaming. I'm going to have a real good look around and show you guys in detail how good Birmingham Airport is when we arrive. Secondary flight plans being worked on as well, so one of the features coming in soon, and of course our fuel page keeps changing. Still doesn't burn enough fuel. And to make sure our ILS frequency is there, ready as well. What we can do, we know the NDB at Birmingham is 406, so we can actually type that into the ADF and add that into ADF1. So we can track that Birmingham NDB as we make our way through as well, and that's going to be important in case we have to go around for any reason. And as we get a bit closer, we're going to want to enter information into our approach page too. We could do that now because we know we're going to expect runway 15. In fact, I can show you guys. So let's do it now. So we'll get Navigraph back out. And for this we want to make sure we're using the approach charts. So all the key information is usually at the top in one easy to locate place. The transition altitude is 6,000 that we can see on the charts. And ATC on the ATIS hasn't given us an additional transition, so we know we're okay for that. So let me just move this slightly so you guys can see Navigraph and the MCDU input. So starting at the top, once we've got our ATIS, we know the QNH is 1030 and the temperature was 0 degrees, freezing. The wind was 170 at 6 knots. We'll update this as we get closer so it's more accurate. And then from the charts we can see the transition altitude is 6,000. So we can go ahead and input that. Now, the next thing for us to choose is that MDA or DH. It's one or the other. And we can see our ILS frequency of 110.1 IBEER. And it's also at the top there in the corner of the screen with our final approach course. We can see it's a category 3B or 3A ILS and refer to minimums, and a category 2 or 1 as well. And the runway elevation is 303 feet. We've got our missed approach data at the top there as well. If we go down to the bottom, there's our NDB frequency of 406 that we've just put into the ADF. We can see our minimums here, so we're going to expect a Cat 3A ILS, which is probably what the sim is going to input. We could put in a decision height of 50. But if it was a Category 2 ILS, we would use Category C aircraft. We want rad alt 98. So DA brackets H is going to be our DH. That's 100 foot. So we can go ahead and just put 100 foot in as an example for that. If we're on a VOR approach or something, we're going to use an MDA. The figure in this instance for a Category C aircraft would be 403, so we could type that in if we were using that sort of approach, and it would switch and give us that instead. But we're expecting a 50 foot decision height, Category 3, at least a Category 3 single ILS. And we need to update the runway because we know we're going to have a arrival onto runway 15. And I'd rather do it early. Let's get rid of some of these. So I'm going to scroll down on here until we find HEMEL. Zoom out so I can see the whole thing. And then we'll change that runway arrival. ILS 15. HEMEL 1 Bravo. And we want no VIAs, but the sim still makes us overfly Birmingham, which is really annoying. And we just check the input. 264 miles to go, guys. And there we go, runway 15, lovely. Check the RadNav page, 110.1. So that's all looking good as well. So very quickly we've updated that. With the new approach. Zoom in, you guys can see in detail. We overfly and then it's going to loop us back for that weird teardrop procedure, but we don't want that. Back to the flight plan. Check vPilot every now and again to make... Good grief, what a violent weather change that was. Let's clear the master warning. Ready in. I can always do a tutorial. I'm actually going to do well, I intend at least to do a tutorial in the next few weeks on how to read the charts, but I'm also going to do a tutorial on how to make the how to read METARs and things as well. Kumata, no you don't, just the exclamation mark and then the answer will do today. Echo, they are actually working on it currently, so at the moment we don't have a separate display. The screen brightness things work, they are linked to each other, but soon, especially for shared cockpit, they're looking at desyncing them, so that would stay on the page selected on the left side, but you could still go through on the right hand side and change things. Obviously the PFD and the nav display on the first officer side are changed too. They're desynced. Stephen's asking, when I put the wind in approach, does the aircraft do anything with it? I don't think it currently does, no. Eventually it just helps it predict and predict that glide slope and that intercept as well. Wesley, nice, thank you. You've got your entry there. How do you know if you need to use a transition or via? That's a very good question. It depends on the airport, really. It's always easier on VATSIM if there's controllers and things in place online. Then it's a lot easier for people because you tend to just get vectored. So you'd use one or the other, but you'd be told which. If, as we are today, well, if you're flying into Leeds, Bradford, for example, then most of the arrivals there actually overfly the airport and you transition over the airport itself. In which case, you would follow those charts and you'd follow the procedure, unless you're told via ATC any specific vectors or traffic avoidance measures and things. Tom, thank you. Good luck to everybody entering the giveaway today. Peter, I've already got your entry, and Pete, I've already got your entry as well. Tomorrow, those of you tuning in, we're actually going for my first ever Oceanic on VATSIM. We're going to be flying from JFK to Heathrow, and we're going to be looking at nat tracks and all sorts of cool stuff. There's an airport down there, look at that, flashing away. That's it, so as Aviation Simulation there is saying, at Doncaster, Sheffield, the RNAV takes you over the airport and then you come back into land. So it's very similar to Leeds and Newcastle as well, actually. We're almost there, look, 120 or so miles, and then we're going to be well into our descent. Those of you new to the channel, welcome aboard. Do click that like and more importantly the subscribe button as well. Smith, thank you, got your entry. And not long to go actually, and I'll be able to show you guys how incredible the new Microsoft Flight Simulator Birmingham Airport scenery is, thanks to Macco Simulations. Stephen, yeah, we're going to check out the Salty Simulations 747 mod tomorrow and have a little look at the progress made so far. There are obviously still issues with it, but we're going to see how we go. You see, our speed is unrealistic at the moment with our current winds. Still some bits with the mod really to solve, I guess. Aviation Simulation, I think it's more smaller airports that are less busy. So Bristol, for example, still use an NDB approach where everything overflies the airport. However, you tend, in real life, aircraft will just get vectored in, so the little procedure wouldn't ever really be flown. But it does tend to be a feature with smaller or regional airports at least, Birmingham. Birmingham's got one. You can see on our nav display earlier when we were reconfiguring, it's trying to get us to do that teardrop. Ian, good afternoon. Stephen, yeah, it is really good. VKB Gladiators in transit, Chris, nice. Wesley, thank you, you've joined us as a silver frequent flyer, nice. Awesome. Thank you very much, your first membership there. And you've got a special sound. Well, welcome aboard, Wesley. First ever channel member. Very well, warm welcome. And there's your special gold badge pop up as well. Lovely. I'm supposed to buy a quiz book. Poseidon ran V-Pilot but didn't connect and got the ATIS. That's amazing, I didn't know you could do that. That's really good then, if that's the case. I think maybe it runs off the server itself, so it might ping off to the V-Pilot servers. So even if you're not necessarily connected to VATSIM at all, maybe you don't even need to run V-Pilot for it. But if there's a controller online, you'll still be able to actually get the ATIS information digitally, perhaps. Wesley, you'll forever stand out now, and you'll be interested to know as well, the badges actually change. So the longer people are members on the channel, your badge will change colour. After 1 month, the badge will change colour and so on and so forth, up until that very big juicy gold badge sort of status that you get for, I think, 6 months or 1 year. It's a new thing on the channel, really exciting, and it gives some of you guys extra perks. But thank you, Wesley. First ever membership on the channel, love it. Yeah, that's it, William. Yeah, first member, it's amazing. I'm really happy about that, thank you. We didn't hear his radio check. I'm going to put a link in the live chat, guys, and if you want a top of descent calculator, I tend to use this one, and it's really good. But I'm just going to have a quick look at the charts for our arrival, the HEMEL 1 Bravo arrival, just to look at transition altitudes and things. It's saying HEMEL at flight level 220. Wow, good grief, that's really high still. Good grief. Graham, wow, welcome. Gold frequent flyer. Thank you very much for joining us as members, that's exceptionally good. Yeah, Wesley, you've been beaten there. Graham, feel free, your gold membership gives you the chance to sort of do like a one-to-one VATSIM stuff with me and things like that. So if there's anything you want, you can find me on Discord and you can privately message me as a gold member, and I'll happily organise something with you. Lots of text chat things popping up there, it's annoying, but all good. What was I doing? So we have to be at HEMEL at flight level 220. So what I think is really cool, top of descent calculator, wasn't it? That's what we were talking about. It's free, and it's that link in the live chat that I've just placed in there for you guys. And you basically put in your start altitude. For us, that's 36,000 feet. There's your little badge and announcement. We want to end at 22,000 feet. Our start speed will be 290 knots. We're probably going to want to be at 250 as well by then. Wind is going to be about 20 knot headwind, I'm going to say. And I guess we're going to look for a 3-degree glide slope for that descent. So it's telling us that we need a 50 nautical mile head start with a 10-minute descent at 1,600 foot per minute. And that's what it's telling us. but it's only an estimation. Chris, welcome. Bronze frequent flyer status. Thank you very much for joining. Wes, look what you've started. So we've got first 3 frequent flyer members on the channel now. Very warm welcome to all of you. That's really cool. It's exciting. I have to start working out descent and things very shortly. Pretender, welcome. Thank you. Thanks for joining as a bronze frequent flyer. Exciting. 4 members now. Very warm welcome to all of you guys. Thank you very much. See, Wesley, you've started a siege. Let's have a quick look at V-pilots. We've got Birmingham approach still online. What I might do is I might send him a quick message. Smith, welcome. Another member. Ready in, thank you very much, that is kind. Ultimately I want to bring you guys content that you guys love, so anything at all you just let me know, and I'm always keen to work on it for you guys. Just messaging the Birmingham approach controller. Echo, welcome. Another bronze frequent flyer. Coffee Panda, they are the default clouds, yeah. Cirrus clouds, I believe, down below, sort of high altitude. But occasionally they do. I've turned sharpness off, but they still do have that horrible sort of like look to them. So I've just messaged the approach controller just to ask how long he's going to be staying online for, just so we have a bit of an idea, and hopefully then as well he'll know that we've got a load of us flying in, so there'll be a bit of an incentive there for him to stay online as well. That's it, Ian. FOMO is real. That's it. It's a Mexican wave of subscriptions, Ian. Already a nice one. Well, we've got six new members on the channel now, so very welcome to all of you guys. We're 60 miles away from HEMEL, so have a quick look at V pilots. So we've only got Birmingham approach 123.975. So we have that tuned in ready. We've already got our descent approach performance page complete. But what I'll do is I'm going to refresh Birmingham MITOS. Yep, there we go, because it's changed again. It tends to change every 30 minutes, guys. So it changed to Information Quebec at 1550 hours. Runway in use is still runway 15. It's actually becoming more of a crosswind now as well. We've got surface wind of 180 at 5 knots. So let's update that weather data. There we go. He's staying online for us. Lovely. Visibility is 6 kilometers now, so that it's actually getting worse. No clouds actually now overcast at 500 feet, so that fog's really starting to come in now. Oh, awesome. See. Stephen, exactly. Hemel Hempstead is the land of the magic roundabouts, isn't it? just catching up with making sure that you guys that have joined as members are going to get the bonus information, bonus entries I should say. I could go in and request the ATIS information so you can see Smith. So you go through these channels here, EGBB at the top, hit send. We've got a controller online. We can return to that menu and we wait for wait for that company message to appear on the eCam. There we go, company message. So we go to received messages, ATIS information new, and there's our information there. So that's what it looked like on vPilot. Oh, good grief. 22, 22, 22, 22. Getting sidetracked. So we'll do an 1800 foot per minute descent now, I think. Just catching up on admin as we make our way in, bear with me. I don't want to get caught out as we get closer. I think I've caught up. Smith, no problem at all. That's it, yeah. Echo, good point. You guys have got special access to bespoke emojis as well that you guys can use on the channel. Hopefully you enjoy. ETA FM1 crew, probably about 20-30 minutes now. It's not long at all actually. I'm just going to start managing a bit of a descent. When we land and we park up at the stand and that beacon light gets flicked off, guys, the entry period for the competition will close as well. Chris, you've got yourself a extra couple of tickets there, thanks to the Streamlabs bot. You get basically you get bonus tickets for being a member. For the giveaway today. HEMEL. Let me just might have to tune in very shortly actually. Let's do that. Limitless, thank you for entering.
Birmingham approach, Golf Bravo, Charlie, Charlie Delta.
It was active.
Radio check. Over. Golf Bravo, Charlie, Charlie Delta, Birmingham radar. Hello, slight range issue, but readability 5x5. Thanks very much indeed, Charlie Delta out.
Just trying to work out where the where we need to call up the Birmingham approach controller. It'll be quite soon. Chris, you've already done your extra 2 tickets basically because you guys have signed up. Depending on gold, bronze, silver, or gold membership, you get different levels of tickets and things. Good grief! Loads of entries now. If you are just tuning into the channel, very warm welcome to you all. Do make sure you click subscribe to have an eligible entry, and channel members of course get additional entries as well. 20 miles to HEMEL. Let's try and increase this rate of descent a bit, shall we? Unreal weather is what we're using today, and we've got the Luke Air tool as well. Wesley, you've got additional tickets on the screen that I can see, just the bot doesn't always stick it all in, I don't think. Let's check out the descending. Does this play? Maybe not. There we go. Yeah, good point, William. If you guys have just joined us as members, so Wesley, Echo, etc., do make sure you contact William, and we'll make sure you've got your Discord usernames updated as like the first officer role. Let's see, 20 miles to go, want a bit 220, and then descending down to Honolulu, where we want to be at flight level 90. That's it, yeah, Kamata, yeah, cue that Elmdon wave. Love it. So turning left at HEMEL, and then we're going to enter that star. Expecting runway 15 for the ILS. We've already got the approach data input as well. What else do we need to do? We're on that Birmingham approach frequency 2. Echo, you've got an additional entry, an additional 2 entries. Wesley's joined us as a silver frequent flyer, so he's got an additional 3 entries, and Graham has got an additional 4 entries as a gold frequent flyer. Loads and loads of people entered today's live stream giveaway. Really exciting. Kuba, welcome to the channel. Smith, yep, you've got additional entries as well. Got you covered. Wesley. So we're inbound HEMEL. We now want to start descent down to, we literally just got to 222, didn't we? So that's good. We want to start descent down to 9,000. It's building in that new METAR as well, folks. That's why we're seeing all this weather changing. Flying through the haze. 70 people watching currently. A very warm welcome to all of you guys tuning in. It's great to have you on board with us. And do click that subscribe button down below if you've not done so already. And we're just about to call up to Birmingham approach. Oh, UC. hasn't. Can you spawn in at the same point and continue, or? Smith, thank you. It's no problem at all. It's very kind of you anyway. Get some fantastic weather now coming into Birmingham. On the perf page open. What else do we need to do? Just focus on landing, I guess. What arrival are we on? HEMEL 1 Bravo. I love how it's just doing its own thing. It's not even... pretty sure it's... where's it taking us to? It's going direct. Well, that's not correct. Let's take over. 329. So it should have a waypoint called Welling and a waypoint called Pushback built in as well. Honolulu of 11365. So let's just stick that in as well so we can track the VOR2 and the ADF1. A red circle on the flight plan. That there is, it's a little decel marker basically, so it's where the aircraft's telling itself to slow down. That's the Birmingham approach controller, and he's going to be controlling us as we make our arrival. We're not too far away now, so what have we got? Information Quebec. Birmingham approach, very good evening to you. Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, it's type A320neo with information Quebec, inbound on a HEMEL 1 Bravo arrival.
Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, Birmingham radar, hello, squawk 0416.
Squawk 0416, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee.
Birmingham, approach at Portugal 301 to Birmingham, squawking 0735, maintaining level 180, hello.
Yeah, Chris. You can change it.
Radar. Hello.
So you can actually change. You can change the weather transition to quite simply like a 10-minute delay. So over 10 minutes it delays, but I've just changed it to an instant transition because the transition can cause quite a bit of lag sometimes.
Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee. So got our descent vectors. We have to use some speed brake, I think. So we are coming in hot. I've told the controller as well that we, interestingly, we don't have the star correctly here for this particular arrival. It seemed to be okay for runway 33, but beyond that, it decided to do its own random thing. Wesley, no, I didn't create the Luke Air tool. Somebody called Luke C did. Well, no, not me, Luke C, but another Luke C, and Coffee Panda, who's in the chat as well. They're basically the two guys that are developing it actively. Let's have a little look. So I can get rid of VPilot now.
Birmingham approach, Golf Foxtrot, Oscar
Aviation
Papa
simulation,
Papa.
yeah, it could be Birmingham, yeah.
Golf Foxtrot, Oscar Papa Papa, Birmingham radar. Hello, pass message. Golf Foxtrot, Oscar Papa Papa is on IFR flight plan from Lossiemouth to Cranfield, just past Otteringham VOR.
It's got 63 entries so far.
1029 for a deconfliction service, if you can give it, sir. Currently squawking 2000.
Slowing down nicely there for us
Golf
to meet.
Correction, Golf Foxtrot, Oscar Papa Roger. Stand by, I'll get back to you shortly.
3. So I'm just following the charts.
Papa Squawk 0401.
So we're inbound Pushback now.
0401. Golf Papa Papa.
Let's activate approach phase just to help. And it's coming up to 10,000. We're just tickling 250 knots now, which is great. When we land, I've got that Wheel of Fortune type thing again to show you guys for the prize draw with all of the entries so far. We're going to want auto brake low. Going through 10,000, so let's do landing lights on, runway turn lights on, seatbelt signs are already on, we'll go with cabin all cool.
Golf Papa Papa, could you report your position again? I'm just trying to find you on my radar screen. Yes, I'm just south of
Pushback is a max speed of 250 knots.
Just trying to put that squawk in.
We're actually passing Coventry now.
Let me know once you put the squawk in.
Which is an arrival many of us have done before into Birmingham. We can actually track the VOR and the NDB, so the VOR is the yellow line, which we're going direct to now.
Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, route direct Oscott.
Route direct Oscott to Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee. Come on, in you go. Direct 2, managed. I'm going to put back into managed speed so we can continue our slow down.
Golf Papa Papa, are you able to squawk my Charlie?
We're building that new weather now, it's coming in.
Hey firm, sir, once I get the numbers in, Golf Papa Papa. Thanks, let me know. Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee. In we go. The as a reminder, guys, the METAR said that we're overcast down to 500 feet, so we're probably going to be blind for the rest of this. Just monitor speed as we bring that speed brake back to 0. We're going to go and arm that now. Ice detected, of course it is, because it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to have that hideous stuff all over the...
Portugal 301, when ready, descend flight level 90, be level by HEMEL.
When ready, descend level 90, be ready by HEMEL, Portugal.
Look at that thick overcast through the red. Looks awesome though, doesn't it? Basically 5 hours ago flying from Winnipeg to Minneapolis. Minneapolis. That's it, Minneapolis, yeah. Ian's looking forward... Good grief, live chat's gone mad. Looking forward to seeing the scenery. Yeah, it is looking really good, Ian. You're going to be impressed. Poseidon, inside your user config, when you're setting up, one of the bits where there was transition speed, and there was options for instant and a few other bits.
Birmingham approach.
Ellis, hello, welcome.
272 Papa with you. Information Quebec. Descending from 220.
Leal, it is nice, but yeah, as you said, it's not right at all in Microsoft Flight Simulator, unfortunately. Hopefully we get some good scenery for that soon.
Chanex 7, correction, Chanex
Heathrow is good, Wesley, I do like Heathrow. A lot of issues with it, but a lot of good things as well.
Squawk 1060.
Sophia looks like a load of shoe boxes thrown on the floor. An aviation simulation, yeah, the default Manchester is awful, isn't it?
Golf Papa Papa, Birmingham radar.
Christopher Levin says if I have developer mode on, I can de-ice the aircraft.
So I'll go VFR and
didn't know that.
go on route to Unicom 122.8. Thanks
That is pretty awesome.
I got no problem. And,
Should be getting
are you squawking 4004?
additional vectors soon.
Correct, sir.
Okay, you are
the scenery for me has been absolutely fine on
probably
frames per second, so you'll be pleased to know for Birmingham.
Thanks for your help, sir. I'll go VFR now on route. Bye.
Let's turn some of these screens down so I'm not getting screen glare.
Controller Portugal 301, leaving now level 180, down level 90.
So our next altitude step is going to be feet. This is going to really
272 Papa, you're identified.
The scenery.
Flight level 100 and speed 250 knots.
Oh, look at that. Well, it's thinking about the cloud, wasn't it? And it's changed its mind.
And speed 250 or less.
It's changing the weather again.
Channix 272 Papa.
Portugal 301, speed 250 knots or greater.
Birmingham, overcast 500. I can force that by clicking this, and there we go. It's going to give us the actual METAR built in. Interesting. Aviation sim, yeah, probably right.
Connect 81 Sierra Yankee, turn right, fly heading 290 degrees.
Turn right, heading 290 degrees, Channix 81 Sierra Yankee.
Channix 81 Sierra Yankee, vectors ILS runway 15.
Expect vectors ILS runway 15 for Channix 81 Sierra Yankee. So he's basically telling us that he's going to give us radar vectors to make our way into Birmingham Airport. Made by Macco Simulations, of course. Those of you just tuning in to see it, we're going to land. We've got 4 or 5 guys flying behind us as well that we're going to wait for. And when we park up on stand, engines off, and that beacon light goes off, that's the end of the entry period for today's giveaway. So far we've got 63 entries. Those of you who are channel members, of course, depending on your level, you get additional entries as well, so that's all factored in. Ian, you make a very good point. Oh dear. Wesley, yeah, you know what? I think I might. We'll do for the transatlantic crossing. Yeah, I'm going to do Speedbird 1. Why not? That's going to be awesome. Yeah, Speedbird 1 for tomorrow's Oceanic. Those of you who are not sure, I've been following the Salty Simulations progress for quite a while now. Aviation Sim, yes you are. And we're actually going to have a little look at the very latest progress. So I'm going to take the Salty Sim 747 up, and we're going to be going transatlantic for my first ever Oceanic flight to JFK to Heathrow. So yeah, Wesley, I'll log in and use Speedbird 1. I like the idea. Shame we're not a Concorde though. So there's all of our approach data input ready to go. Yeah, it was temperature 0 degrees, good. QNH 1030. Looking good.
Portugal 301, redirect to Oscott.
Oscott, Portugal 301, thanks.
Channix 81 Sierra Yankee, roughly 27 track miles from runway 15, descend to altitude 2,500 feet, QNH 1030.
Roughly 27 track miles, QNH 1030, descend 2,500 feet, Channix 81 Sierra Yankee.
Channix 81 Sierra Yankee, turn right heading 325.
Turn right heading 325, Channix 81 Sierra Yankee.
Portugal 301, descend flight level 70.
Descend level 70, Portugal
1030.
272 Papa, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Channix.
Making away, guys.
Channix 272 Papa, speed 220 knots or less.
Speed 220 or less, Channix.
Good, welcome to the channel.
Next 81 Sierra Yankee, turn right by 5 degrees, heading 330 degrees.
Right 5 degrees, 330 degrees, Chanex 81 Sierra Yankee. Love getting vectored. It makes it real good. .6,600 feet. Yeah, great sunset. Let's go back to that external view there. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. As you were saying there, Wesley, the Speedbird 1 from LCY to JFK, Christopher, yeah, it's unfortunately ended thanks to COVID. Quite a cool one. Of course, that was I think it was one of the Speedbird call signs for Concorde, wasn't it, back in the day?
Birmingham departures, good morning. Citation 298, Delta Hotel. Part from the Addon apron, looking for IFR clearance to Aldergrove with information Quebec.
Luke, nice one, yeah. Wow, good to have you on board with us today.
November 298 Delta Hotel, Birmingham radar.
Hello. A little bit of speed brake just to control that speed for us. It was slipping away from us there slightly, up to 230 knots or so. We don't want that. Is it that one? Yeah, we go. Check that out. Hope you guys are excited and looking forward to seeing Birmingham Airport's the latest from Macco Simulations. If you guys want to purchase this after the stream today,
November Delta Hotel, I've not seen your flight plan.
then you can
reconnecting for me.
Head to the if you look at the description
for
today's live stream, I've got the link, direct link there for you to click on. It'll take you straight to the product page. But it is absolutely awesome, and we're flying past it.
Portugal 301, turn right, heading 290 degrees.
No, we can't see it there.
Heading 290
guys, I just have to wait.
301, releasing 250 below 100.
Portugal 301, thanks. If you could maintain 250 knots, that'd be great.
Portugal 301, welcome.
Genex 272 Papa, route direct Oscar. Route direct.
That's good. So that's Ian, I believe. He's a couple of minutes behind us. We've got real nice spacing here. I've gone flaps 1 just to help try and control that speed a little bit.
Genex 81 Sierra Yankee, turn right, heading 055.
Turn right, heading 055, Genex 81 Sierra Yankee. Here we go. Getting vectored in now for our final approach, guys. Let's get LS mode on. You know what, I'm going to make use of the bug in the
November Hotel.
sim.
Correction, November Delta Hotel. I've got your flight plan now. I'll get back to you shortly.
Underneath that glide slope there, look. That's looking good.
Copy, for 298 Delta Hotel, thanks.
We've got all of that on, haven't we? We've done crew in the seats. So Birmingham's through the fog down there, guys. Cloud base is 500 foot for that overcast, so we're not going to expect to get visual until the very last minute, so it's going to be good.
Genex 81 Sierra Yankee, turn right heading 105, cleared ILS approach, runway 15.
Turn right, 105 degrees and cleared ILS approach, runway 15. It's Genex 81 Sierra Yankee. Flaps 2.
Genex 272 Papa, confirm routing Oscar.
Yeah,
get that LS mode on.
Got Genex 272 Papa.
Thanks, break. Air Portugal 301, turn right heading 330 degrees.
Right heading 330 degrees, Portugal.
Coming up to 2,500. Get ready to arm that approach mode in a second. We got that green flash on the nav display.
Portugal 301
That's the NDB that we tuned for the Birmingham at 408 frequency.
November 298 Delta Hotel, cleared to Aldergrove, Lotham 1 Lima departure.
Dominic, good afternoon.
15, squawk 6464.
Just in time to see us approach, and don't forget to enter the giveaway.
Clear to Aldergrove on the Lotham 1 Lima departure, squawking 6464.
There's some nav lights down there in the distance.
November Delta Hotel, read back correct. Air Portugal 301,
Cat 3 single, decision height 50.
3 track miles, runway 15,
trick, no problem.
to altitude 2,500 feet, QNH 1030.
In 2,500 feet, QNH 1030, Portugal 30.
Here we go.
X 27 Delta Papa, descend flight level 70, turn right heading 290 degrees.
Missed approach, climb straight ahead to 1000, turn right onto 166 degrees to 3000, then as directed.
X 272 Papa A firm, descend flight level 70 and now turn right heading 300 degrees.
Turn right heading 300 and descend to 70, X 272 Papa.
Portugal 301, speed 220 knots when able.
220 knots, Portugal 301 altitude.
Channel X81 Sierra Yankee established.
Wind 160 degrees, 6 knots, runway 15, clear to land.
Cleared land, Channel X81 Sierra Yankee. There's the approach lights. Flaps 3. Let's go that view. No, that view. Gear down, shall we?
John X 272 Papa, turn right heading 330 degrees.
Right heading 330 degrees, John X 272 Papa.
Dominic, you just have to enter the exclamation mark with your answer for the question of when Birmingham Airport was first opened, what was the airport actually called? So we've set our go around, flaps full, auto brakes low, signs are on, cabins ready, spoilers are on, flaps full. We've got no blue on the ECAM memos, missed approach altitude set, speeds coming down nicely to our final approach speed, 3 green on the gear, on the ILS nicely as well. There's some of the guys flying in on the right.
272 Papa, turn right by 5 degrees.
Just over there.
Turn right 5 degrees, Channel X 272 Papa.
Portugal 301, speed 180 knots, turn right heading 055.
Right heading 055,
make sure that blue
180 knots.
heading bug is reset for our runway heading, in case we do have to do a go around. And we've got perfect headwind actually, we've got well almost. Wind 160 at 6 knots apparently, which is nice.
Portugal 301, continue right turn heading 125, cleared ILS approach runway 15.
Right turn 125, clear us approach runway 15 at Portugal 301.
John X 272 Papa, roughly 20 track miles, runway 15, descend to altitude 2,500 feet, QNH 1030.
Descend flight level descend 2,500 feet to Channel X 272 Papa.
Channel X 272 Papa, confirm QNH 1030.
QNH 1030, Channel X 272.
We'll catch up on the live chat shortly. We've got land on the PFD now. The park down below, I've asked Macco Simulations to add the bench. Those of you local will know probably is sat there. So there's actually a little bench there for plane spotting, which is awesome. Lost that glide slope slightly. Too busy chatting. Minimums.
40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Looking ahead, you can see that bump on the runway, the waviness. Quite a lot of traffic on the ground at Birmingham today, which is awesome. Oh, that's really annoying. We're not going to make that.
John X 272 Papa, speed 180 knots, turn right heading 055.
Speed 180 knots and turn right heading 05. What's the heading, please, sir?
Turn right heading 055, and the altitude is more important than the speed.
Stand up just yet. Rather than standing and waiting, please stay seated and buckle up.
Left, right heading 255, Channel X 272 Papa.
Right heading 055, 55 degrees.
Right 055, Channel X 272 Papa.
Or in the terminal itself.
Before you go, please make sure you
Portugal 301, surface wind 160 degrees 6 knots, runway 15, clear to land.
during the flight. As you leave us, please take care as there will be a gap between the plane and the steps or
Next 272 Papa, stop descent altitude 4,000.
please hold their hand. Remember,
Stop descent 4,000 feet, Channix 272 Papa.
team will take you into the terminal. They'll also be happy to help you.
10x81 Sierra Yankee, welcome to Birmingham. Do you have a stand in mind?
customer helpers will be ready.
Negative, any at all, please, for Airbus Sierra Yankee.
As they're wearing our famous uniform and of course
10x81 Sierra Yankee, roger. Taxi, second left Delta, Victor, stand 72.
Taxi Delta, Victor, and just go again with the stand number, please.
Stand number 72.
Thank you. Stand 72 for Channix 81 Sierra Yankee.
Channix 272 Papa, turn right heading 140 degrees. When established on the localizer, runway 15, descend on the glide path.
Of course, it's given us a little bit of a remote stand. That's
Turn
cool.
right heading 140 degrees
let's
and
see
report
what I'm
established, Channix 272 Papa.
A little bit of lighting on. Runway turn off. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the strobes.
Birmingham departure 298 Delta Hotel, ready for taxi.
Oh, look at that ice. What is that all about, eh?
November Delta Hotel, are you able to departure from Lima 1?
A firm, yeah, Lima 1's fine.
November Delta Hotel, roger. Taxi holding point Lima 1, runway 15.
Lima 1 for 15 for 298 Delta Hotel.
As you can see, guys, it looks fantastic. Terminal 2 on the right.
Then, heading 190 degrees, descend to altitude 2,500 feet. Clear ILS approach runway 15.
Right 190 degrees, descend 2,500 feet, Channix 272 Papa.
Sorry about the confusion there.
You go 2 on finals as well. Put a lot of effort into like the finer details of the different textures around the airfield. So if you go onto like Google maps and things like that, you can see how there's sort of concrete blocks and then there's bits of tarmac, and Birmingham's quite patchwork. So he's done really well to model that. A lot of icing. Bizarre. FSSIM, very good question. It's a thing called the Luke Air tool, free to download. APU is available. Let's see, while I'm turning, it's never a good time, is it? And stand 72 I've written down. Thankfully, because I'll be scratching my head going, where's that? It's we've got tag, so he's actually done the decals for it on the ground.
Channix 272 Papa, no ATC speed restrictions.
Pretty good. Fire brigade here to spray us in and say hello.
272 Papa.
Just going to drive straight through us, no doubt. On to stand. Taxi light off.
Birmingham approach, good evening, FedEx 5203 with Vietnam.
FedEx 5203 Birmingham radar. Hello, vectors
Birmingham's
for the
real busy.
straight-in approach from
Aviation sim, not yet,
ready, descent,
but the maglev
flight
is
level
something he's looking into.
Vectors for the straight-in approach from 15, when ready from 4770, FedEx 5203.
FedEx 5203, fly heading 160 degrees.
160 degrees, FedEx 520.
Channix 272 Papa is fully established, 6 miles, runway 15.
Shot past that yellow line a little, didn't we?
Channix 272 Papa, roger. Portugal 301,
Lad bound,
Birmingham.
just
Taxi
in time.
Echo, correction, Taxi Echo Delta Victor, stand
Again, folks, make sure you've hit subscribe to be eligible for entry today, and a couple more seconds left of the entry period.
Please stand by, brake, Channix 272 Papa, runway 15, clear to land, surface wind 160 degrees, 6 knots.
Clear to land, Channix 272 Papa.
November Delta Hotel, behind the landing, jet 27 The question, behind the landing jet to Airbus 320neo via
Echo, the docking
Lima
system
1,
doesn't
line up
work
and
currently.
wait runway 15 behind.
But it's going to be something he's looking into doing in the future. Nice little flight there. And yeah, Ian, the spoons isn't modelled in yet, but hopefully if people can get a load of pictures to him, then that'll get added in as well. That'll be quite cool, wouldn't it? So, the entry period's now closed, beacon is off.
Sorry about that. Yeah, 298 to Delta Hotel, line up and wait after the landing, Chanex 415.
Thanks.
So, let me go and
Portugal
give you guys the tour.
301, welcome taxi, stand 71 via Delta and Victor.
Go back to that better view, shall we? So, bit of an idea. Early access, of course, but a lot of detail gone into it. I love the piano keys.
Portugal 301, no readback received. FedEx 5203, roughly 20 track miles from 15, descend to altitude 4.
My channel livery there.
QNH
I've managed to build that into my model matching, so instead of the default Asobo, that's what we get. There's Terminal 2, that horrible old grotty building. With he's done really well actually at creating all of this sort of work. That jetway there, 8 left, is actually decommissioned in real life, so it doesn't have a jetty on it, so that's accurate. There's a tap.
FedEx 5203, correct myself, left turn heading 120 degrees.
Left turn.
And the tower over there in the distance as well, hand modelled. The Elmden apron's not yet been done, of course.
Birmingham approach,
but that is something that's going to be built in soon. And we've got the gorge as well, the little brook for those local guys just passing there.
Okay, thank you.
You can see that wavy runway as well. Real stunning work again as always.
FedEx 5203,
I think this is Ian landing. There's that infamous wavy runway that everybody knows and loves. So we'll wait for a couple of the folks that are joining us to land. We've got 68 entries eligible in the giveaway today. Maybe that's not Ian, that's a Speedbird. Love that wave on the runway, the detail is so good. That's it, Neil, yeah, the old building, the old Terminal 2. He's done really well to model all of that in quite nicely. Those of you who are local, let me show you my favourite bit. If we zoom down the runway. I asked, because I've spent many a day sat here, so I was like, you know what, I've spent so long sat at this park watching Flybe-8s, Thompson 757s and things flying in. I asked him to put that little chair in, which is there in real life, of course. Many a day, those of you local to Birmingham will know as well. You can spend many a day there just sat watching aircraft, and it's a really good little spot.
John X272 Papa, welcome to Birmingham.
Ian on the way
second
in.
left on Delta, Victor, stand 74.
There's that wavy runway again.
Second left Delta, Victor.
Really shows it off by some of the angles. So I'm quite keen to show you guys how good it is.
November 298 Delta Hotel, surface wind 160 degrees, 6 knots, runway 15, clear for takeoff.
And yeah, aviation simulation we do, don't we? We need a fly-by-wire A380. There's a little private jet going off. Real short takeoff though. Unless he's got a backtrack. Ian, yeah. You probably have. So let's have a little look at that. Off he goes. Speedbird taxis in. Obviously if we keep looking further down, of course. Chris, no problem. Let's go for that then, shall we? So you guys can see in the daytime. Makes sense, I suppose. So the Elmden apron on the right hand side, that's going to be obviously updated over time. There's the tower with its shiny metal surface. And busy Birmingham over there as well. Let's see, I'll jet back over to that bench so you guys can see that again. And then we'll work through the airport. There's a little bench in the park. I think Ian's on finals. So let's set up a little whiz about, shall we? Let me slow the drone cam a bit more. If there's anything you guys actually want to see or ask about the scenery, let me know. And yeah, we'll spin the wheel. I'm just going to show you guys, those of you who've taxied to Birmingham know this little taxiway here as well. You know the embankment here on the left as well. You'll recognise that, of course. And the brook that runs through the airport itself actually runs through as well. And this section of the airport here is still work in progress. It's going to be updated. It's going to have all of the old buildings and things put in place. So that is going to be done in future.
Apologies, just have some problems with the microphone. You're climbed to 8,000 and report.
Those of you who know Birmingham from old school will remember this as a runway, which is now a taxiway, of course.
Flight level 80.
And then the brook that goes through the airport as well. So that's been modelled in really nicely.
Birmingham approach, this is Speedbird 2461, Airbus A320, with information. Romeo, request permission to fly on to Paris, please.
Speedbird 2461, Birmingham, hello.
Lots of stuff landside as well is going to be updated and worked on. So the fascia and stuff out for the building. So let's do the giveaway. Let me find
Speedbird 2461, Birmingham, hello.
Window capture, and I'll show you guys the screen.
4243.
Point to Paris on the... Just give us that SID again, please, sir.
It's a Cowley 2 Yankee, runway 15.
Cowley 2 Yankee and squawking 4243.
There's the wheel.
2461, read back correct.
So everybody's eligible entry has gone into this. And we've got 68 entries. Those of you who with a channel membership have got you see your name multiple times. So Graham, for example, got 5 entries.
Nothing further
things
for
like
you.
that. So loads of entries. Good luck to everybody taking part in today's little competition to win a copy of the Macco Sim scenery.
Thank you very much for the help. Thanks, bye.
And let's spin the wheel. Who's it going to be? It's Graham. There we go. So,
approach again, Speedbird 246 again.
Congratulations to you, Graham. If you're on Discord, ping me a little memo
push and start approved, face west.
To claim your prize. Or if you're not on Discord, then you can contact me on the channel's email address as well, of course, so that you can claim it either way. But let me know. And I'll leave the random wheel of names up as well, just in case you don't claim it in time. But let me know as soon as you can, so I can finalise all that for you. I'll probably need an email address and things from you, but I'll contact you privately. So very big congratulations. Put my teeth in. Very big warm congratulations. Macco Simulations is in the house as well, and thank you to all the great work that you've been doing on the scenery as well. Max, it is absolutely fantastic, as everybody can see here today. Let me show you guys the textures of Terminal 2 a bit more as well. It's got these little walkways and stuff as well, the actual tunnels between the buildings. It's real icy today, isn't it? There's my channel livery, look. Managed to get that into an AI model, thanks to Tommy HBK.
Net 3 Bravo Charlie, Birmingham approach, good evening, with you, information Romeo 78, flight level 220.
Runway 3 Bravo Charlie, Birmingham radar, hello, vectoring ILS approach.
If you guys want to get your hands on the Macco Sim scenery today, click the description for today's live stream, and there's a direct link there that will take you straight to that page. It's available now in early access.
Vector ILS 15, when ready, descend, please say again, 3 Bravo Charlie.
It's available now in early access, and you'll be able to
get
all your updates included for free. So as the airport grows and gets developed on, you guys will get access to all of that.
Level 90, Hotel Oscar November.
There's somebody taxiing in. There we go. We'll get another little view of Birmingham as we leave today. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. It was a really nice
welcome. Do you have a standard
journey across from Alicante.
I don't really know how this is.
FedEx 5203, pretty sure you should have vacated right. Would you like to cross the runway again to go to the other side?
Yes, please, if it's not too much, it's not too much.
Thank you all for watching. Be sure if you're new to the channel to click that subscribe button down below as well. And tomorrow, feel free to join in and tune in to watch our first VATSIM live crossing as well. So
When we give approach speedbird 246 again, request taxi to the axis, please.
Join us for that. We're going to head oceanic on VATSIM for the first time ever in the salty sim 747.
Straight ahead and hold Victor 1.
Thank you to all you guys that have joined us as channel members as well. Really exciting. First 6 members ever to the channel, so you probably did. Hopefully nothing fell out.
Information Romeo Gate 73.
See you all again tomorrow for a stream, 9 o'clock Zulu UK time, 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll be heading to JFK. Have a great evening and thank you all for tuning in as always. See you tomorrow.
Alpine 9003, clear to Amsterdam via Coventry to Yankee departure, squawk 5567.
Alpine 9003, readback correct. Can you accept flight level 290?
Affirm, Alpine 9003.
9003, roger. Final cruise level, flight level 290.
Final level 290,